Hello, my friends, and welcome to our next camping adventure. Cheers to you. We got some nice hot coffee today because our temperatures are definitely, we're in the upper 30s, I think it is, but we've got like 14-mile-an-hour winds. But that's better than we had all week. It was, we were getting 20, 30-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It's been crazy. But anyway, my friends, I'm excited to get down to that campground. So let's get red fired up. We'll get buckled up, and I'll see you when we get down to that campground. You folks take care. Let's go. All right, my friends, well, we made it down here. It took a bit. Here's our campsite for tonight. We even got a bonus picnic table, but I noticed something. We've had some critters come by. They've actually chewed a hole in the table. Oh my gosh. But we're going to be dining with that one over there. But this is a pretty nice campsite. I've got no complaints. That sun's coming out. Oh, it feels nice. All right, my friends. Well, as I stated before, we're going to show you a little bit more about Red's setup. So give me a second and we'll get right to that. All right, my friends, let me introduce you to the what we got going on inside of Red on our little trips. And this is what I call my winter setup. It changes throughout the seasons. But it's a pretty minimal changes. Well, enough of that. Here we go. Now, first thing you may notice, hopefully the camera see it, I have a piece of paracord here, which I've got tied to the handles here. So at night I can just reach out and grab this and close it. But I'll show you how I close everything up in a little bit. But always make sure to flip that up. That thing's got me a couple of times. And one thing I did do was I have just a memory foam bath mat that I velcroed to the tailgate. So I can take it off. It gets filthy. I can take it off. I can wash it if I need to. But this thing is great. And it's great if I'm just crawling in and out of Red. Here's where I keep the cooler. Let me set that to the side. And I have my step ladder and my chair, which I've got kind of tied off to the side for traveling. Here's my little tote that I bring pretty much on every trip, which contains whatever cookware or utensils or anything like that I need. Right now, what I've got in here is our heater for tonight. I slide that over. It's just something I picked up at Walmart. It's just a little mainstays heater, but this joker does the job, let me tell you. But the primary reason I got it is because it has a little switch on the bottom, so it's tip proof. So heaven forbid it gets knocked over, it'll automatically shut itself off. Since we're in a confined space, I just thought, man, that's a great idea. Usually it sits right up here. Get it out of the way. Over here for my 12-volt system, I just have nothing fancy. It's just a marine deep cycle trolling motor battery. And I've had it for probably about 4 years, but it doesn't stay in the truck. I put it in here when we go on our trips, and then I pull it back off when and put it on a trickle charger in the garage when we're done. and it does a great job, I'm gonna tell you. Oh, I'm big on repurposing things. So this is the strap I use to close the tailgate at night, which I'll demonstrate in a little bit. But it's a heavy duty strap. I had a one of those, oh shoot, the name just jumped right out of my head. Tie down, ratchet tie down. And I hadn't used it in, I can't tell you how long. So I just took the cord or the strap off of it, and this is coated. It's got like a little rubber coating on it so it won't scratch the paint. But that's what I'll show you in a little bit, as I said. For the electric, I've got a heavy-duty trip light power strip, which we'll get a better look at that here in just a little bit. So, all right, my friends. Oh, my clothes bag and my bed. It seems like there's two school of thoughts on the bedding, but we'll get into that in a minute. So give me a second. I want to move some stuff out of the way, and I'll show you how we close red. All right, usually when I'm ready to get in, the tailgate's already up. But along the bottom, there's a lip, a little metal lip right here on the tailgate. So I just take this hook, just like that. Oh, and this is my little shoe mat. I take my shoes off every time I come in here. So I just go like that, just to keep a little bit of tension on there. We've already got that down. So I'm gonna cut just a little bit and climb up in here. All right, here we go. Cheers to you, my friends. I brought some coffee. Warm up our hands a little bit. It is a little chilly out there. But I guess we'll start from one side to the other. Let me move something out of the way here. Instead of building a raised platform bed, I tried it out well, kind of in a left-handed way of what my measurement from here to here would be on a bed to still give me some room over here. And basically took those dimensions and laid them out in my bedroom floor and just laid down and said, is this going to be comfortable? Plus being right up against this, and that just wasn't for me. So I opted just to go with a mattress actually in the bed of the truck. And I built this as more of a shelf. Now I do have storage in here. I have latches on here when I built it. And when I built it, I used L-channel aluminum for the frame, because I wanted to make sure I used something light, and then just put it together with pop rivets. Then attach this half-inch plywood to it. Now it opens up in two sections. This is the big section, and I don't carry a lot as far as storage. I mean, I've got a chair in here, maybe some additional propane tanks. In the front, which is a smaller section, I'm sorry you probably can't see that, but that's where I've got all my power distribution. On the inside, I have two bus bars, one for positive and one for negative. That's also where I keep spare trash bags and a fire extinguisher. But up here, I've got my switches. I've already hooked up the battery. One's for our lights, which go all the way around. I've got this one covered up right now. And the other switch is, we'll get to directly. And here's the power strip I was talking about. It's a trip light power. It's almost like a little miniature surge protector. Pardon me, a little tongue-tied. And I just have it Velcroed up here because if there's a power surge that comes through, this thing should kick off, and just to protect our little heater down there. Let's see. Oh, and here we have a couple of, I installed a USB plug adapter as well as a cigarette lighter adapter, and I'll show you what those are for here in just a second. But the mattress we have is a I think it's a 9-inch. It's a combination or hybrid. It's spring and foam. Like I said, in the spring through fall, I use an air mattress. But when we get down into freezing temperatures, I was concerned about damaging an air mattress. But in the wintertime, you know, I don't have too much going on back here. Spring through the fall, I might want to use my truck as a truck. So if this comes out, I still got a 4-foot wide section that I can haul stuff around in. Enough of that. Get some coffee here. Oh, and these lights, I brought one in here. These are spares. I just got these off of Amazon. It came like a dozen in a pack. Little 12-volt LED lights that I just put Velcro on and stuck right to this. Oh, if you ever think about getting a truck cap, make sure you get one that's lined. I'm gonna tell you, it does make a big difference. Plus, it gives you a way to attach things. Oh, all right. I'm trying not to block the view of anything. For bedding, I just got a nice thick comforter and this is a pretty heavy-duty fleece blanket, but we keep pretty warm in here. Another way we keep warm in here is here I have a little plastic baggie. My curtains, which are nothing fancy, but they're fleece, and I have Velcro attached to them. So when I'm ready to warm up Red at night, we got the heater going. We just put these up all the way around through here, and it creates a nice little warm pocket, which is pretty nice. And before I get to that, let me show you what I use this for. I have a little plastic tote over here, which I keep all my this stuff always stays in the truck. This is just for transportation. But I have this little emergency nightlight. Aha. My daughter-in-law got that for me. It came in a pack of 2. I got one by my bed at night because we lose power at home, and I got one in Red. I also have a USB fan. And that's part of our little USB guy right here. Because I like the noise of the fan at night. Plus, it helps move the air around a little bit. But typically, I just use this in the summer months. Let's see what else we got in here. Oh yeah, a DVD player. Now this is where the cigarette lighter adapter comes into play. Pull this stuff out of here. I like to keep things organized. Otherwise, I lose it. Here's our remote control for it, which goes right there. So we're already getting set up for later tonight. And here we go. 2 things in here. This is why I have the cigarette lighter adapter, because this DVD player is also made to run off of 12 volts. You can use 110 as well. Goes right there. That plugs in right there. And it also has a built-in battery as well as the fan. I mean, they have one of those like 2,000 milliamp batteries. Those are things that last for a while. So I don't have to have this plugged in. Typically what I'll do is, you know, I'll throw a movie in there, and then the little icon pop, hey, your battery's getting low, and then I plug it in and then finish watching the movie, and it's also putting another charge on there. Last thing I have back here, for as far as this power station over here, and these are 2 USB connections. We're charging the batteries on the GoPro. So at night I can, I can use the USB when I'm not at the power campsites or electric campsites. But tonight I can just plug it right in here if I had the plug going the right way. There we go. And then I can just pop my batteries in there at night and let them charge up while we sleep. You just take this out of here. Oh, come here, you. We'll break you back out later. Now, our primary, the little heater does a great job, but as a lot of you know, heat rises. So from about here up, it gets nice and toasty in here, but we start getting closer to the floor, which, by the way, the floor is, I've got a 1/2-inch piece of plywood that covers the entire bottom. Then I have another 4x8 sheet on top of that right here between the wheel wells. And on top of that, I have some of that interlocking foam pad. It's like, I think it's 1/2 inch or something like that, just to give the floor a little bit more cushion, and just some cheap indoor outdoor carpet that I've tacked down around there. But I digress. This is my favorite feature right here. This right here is just velcroed to the top, and let me pull that. This is my little extra piece. And what we do, look at that guy in there, and I put a couple of extra little, if I get that other one, it's hard to see from underneath. Get on there. Hold on a second, folks. There it goes. All right, I thought it did. Sometimes it's troublesome, I'll be honest. But what I did was I took a, some of you might recognize that. Hopefully the camera can see it. I don't know with the glare. This is a like a boat trailer or a trailer extension. I bought an extension cable, cut it in half, spliced one into the fan, and spliced one up here, which runs down to a switch. So, hold on a second. Make sure the switch is off. I always check that too. All right, my hands are starting to get a little cold. Get in there. All right, my friends, I had to struggle a little bit, but I got this joker up here. My apologies. But now we got it all hooked up, and once the heat's going, you know, it's all up here, and the floor, the lower section of a truck, it's still pretty cold. But with this joker, there we go. Well, that's pretty nice, because it takes all the heat that's up here and it just brings it right down, because you'll get cold spots truck camping, the floor and whatnot. This just about eliminates them completely. Oh, excuse me. Well, my friends, oh, and this is, oops, sorry. It's just my spare clothes, this bag I bring for spare clothes, but I also, in case of an emergency, have a 12-volt car blanket. It also takes the cigarette adapter. And I got this one because it has a built-in timer. Ah, there it is. So you can set it for, how much is it? 30, 45, or 60 minutes and 3 settings, low, medium, and high. So that way, if you plug it in, you're using it, it won't, and you forget about it, it won't completely drain out your battery. But fortunately, I don't think I've ever had to use this, but I just like to, it's also an extra blanket in case we need it. But my friends, that's pretty much everything inside of Red. It's pretty minimal setup, and that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted something that was, I don't spend a lot of time back here. Pretty much this is when I'm ready to call it a night, and I have a nice, comfortable place to stretch out and sleep, maybe watch a movie, and just relax for the tail end of the evening until I drop off. Well, my friends, I'm gonna, well, since I'm up in here, I'm gonna enjoy this cup of coffee, and then we'll hop out of here and get that campfire going. So I appreciate y'all hanging in there, and hopefully this answered a lot of questions that any of you guys might have had. But if you have more, bring them on. Y'all take care, and we'll catch up in a little bit. All right, my friends, let's get this campfire going. The breeze is starting to pick up. Ooh, I'm starting to feel it. Let's see. Oh, we'll save you. Big guy in here. Looks pretty good. Oh, I had to get my gloves out here in a minute, folks. I'd like to get us a nice fire going, and then we'll start prepping for dinner. Oh, tonight I plan on making some biscuits and gravy. I've been wanting some for a while. There we go. Right there. Keeping a lighter in my pocket to keep it warm. friends, I'll get some nice fire built up and then we'll catch up directly. Had to get my gloves. Hands are getting cold. I did bring a jacket, but I haven't broke it out yet. Try to hold off as long as I can. Dusty. Probably work right there. Nice. All right, my friends. Well, I'm gonna turn the heater off for a little bit so we can heat up our little oven so we can make some biscuits. Preheat this joker to 350. So that way when the sausage is about done, which we'll step over and do that here in just a second, we can pop those jokers in here. I got some more coffee too. Cheers, my friends. Oh, that'll warm you up. Let's get to cooking. All right, my hands wiped off. Let's get this sausage going, my friends. And we've got Tennessee Pride Sage. I love the sage sausage. There we go. Perfect. All right, I'm gonna get this browned up. When it's about browned up, then we're gonna, oh, looks like our oven is hot. Those things heat up fast. We'll get those biscuits to take about 15 minutes to cook. So we'll try to time it best we can, my friends. This is cold. Everything's cold. All right, my friends, this is browning up pretty nicely. That side, best I can. There we go. So let's get our biscuits going here. Whoop. This way it doesn't blow. It opened on its self-opening. Come on over. There we go. Well, we got a little piece of paper still stuck to it. Now I'm guessing these are going to take about 15 minutes to cook. This cold weather, we'll just see how it goes. The wind keeps shifting on us. It's horrible. Yeah. All right, my friends. Well, I'm going to pop these jokers in the oven and set a timer, and then we'll be back here shortly. All right, my friends. Camera issue there. All right, our biscuits are getting pretty close. I've got the heat turned down on our sausage. We got some nice caramelization on a lot of them, so that's nice. So for my campground version of biscuits and gravy, this is what I use. Pioneer sausage flavor gravy mix. And it says to use 2 cups of water, but we are not going to do that, because I like it a little thicker. I've already drained off some of the grease, if I didn't mention that already. Put you down. We need 1 cup of water. And I'm going to add 1 cup of milk. It helps thicken it up. Yeah, water and hot grease. You got to be careful. Side. And I pre-measured this at home instead of bringing a container of milk. All right, we'll bring the heat back up on this, and hopefully they both come out at the same time. My fingers are crossed. All right, my friends, our biscuits are done. Put them in some foil to keep them warm. Get my leg in here. Oh my goodness. Our gravy's done, so we are good to go. It was a little chilly there, but getting up moving around, that warmed me up pretty good. We'll be breaking that jacket out though, I'll guarantee you. Oops, upside down. All right, let's get in here. It's the breeze that's more troublesome than anything. Oh, here's our biscuits. Pull one out. We'll start with one. And I brought a big container to take this home with too. Excuse me. Woohoo. Nice. Let's a little bit of that condensation off there. All right, we're going to set you somewhere you're not going to roll off the table, hopefully. I'm going to start with just small amounts at first. I usually put 2 biscuits on here and cover them up, but that cold wind, I don't want it to chill out my dinner too much. Try to keep most of them warm in there. All right, my friends, let's dig in. Ooh, been looking forward to this. And I imagine it's hot, so I better be careful. Yeah, it's definitely warm. Ooh. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I love biscuits and gravy at the campground. I'll tell you what. I love biscuits and gravy anytime, to be perfectly honest. Those biscuits came out perfect. Wow. All right, my friends. Well, I am going to eat my fill of biscuits and gravy and get our mess cleaned up, and then we'll throw another log on that campfire because our sun's setting pretty quick. Welcome to December. Well, you folks, appreciate y'all coming along. Take care, and we'll catch up in a little bit. Fantastic. That's warming me up. Ooh. Going back for seconds, my friends. Cheers to you, my friends. Got some more hot coffee. Ooh. And finally, it seems like that wind's starting to lay down. I had to get my jacket on. We were cleaning up the dinner mess, and that breeze picked up, and boy, it's just cutting right through me. But now we're by the fire, so I need to stoke it up here in a little bit. It's doing a good job. I mean, it's keeping the chill off, that's for sure. But our sun is setting, and our temperatures are dropping. I think tonight they're supposed to get down to 20, somewhere in that area. Definitely well below freezing, but we'll be fine back at Red. I'll tell you what, that little heater does a fantastic job of keeping him warm. And the ceiling fan helps too. But I hope everybody answered at least most, if not some of your questions about the setup I have in the back of Red. It's pretty straightforward little minimal build, but it gets the job done. And I look more for functionality than fancy. That's just me personally. So I've got a shelf, I've got where I can plug things in. I got a ceiling fan. That is a little fancy, I'll grant that. But my gosh, the functionality of it in the winter is fantastic, the way it moves the heat around in there. Wow. There's been times where I've had to turn the temperature down on that joker and actually crack a window. It gets pretty warm back there. Ooh. Hopefully it's nice and warm tonight. Like I said, it's going to get down to like 20. But if you have any other questions about the back of Red, because I don't spend a lot of time back there. I spend all my time or as much of it as possibly can out here, just to get away from all that inner city crazy stuff. And because I grew up in a pretty rural area, so this is a lot more, I guess, home to me than home, if that makes sense at all. I apologize if it doesn't. But if I didn't mention it before, if you have any other questions about red, feel free to ask. No problem. But I love that little setup. I mean, that's what's really nice about, if anyone's considering about doing the truck camping, you can build it any way you want to. There's no rules. I mean, you build it to suit yourself. My best suggestion would be, if you get a cap, get one that's got the liner in it. It makes a big difference. And I use Velcro like it's going out of style in the back of red, because the last thing I wanted to do, I've seen other truck campers do it, is to drill a hole through that fiberglass top. As personal opinion, it's just creating a weak point and a potential for a leak. So no thanks. If I can find a way around it, I will. Well, everybody out there, appreciate y'all coming along on this little camping adventure. This has been a nice one. Been looking forward to this all week. So everybody out there, y'all take care, and I'll see you in the morning. It'll be dark soon. Good morning, campers. Cheers, my friends. Oh, well, that's pretty much it for that cup of coffee. Just been enjoying sitting out here. I was sitting in the sun, but obviously it's moving, so we've gotten shaded up just a little bit, but that's all right. I'm going to make me another cup of coffee here directly, because it's a pretty nice morning. I mean, it's chilly, don't get me wrong. I mean, it was fairly cold when we got out of red this morning, but it seems like the temperatures are rising relatively steadily. Oh, and speaking of red, we had a nice, hopefully, a nice little tour of my little setup back there, which is, in my opinion, it's just a minimal setup, but by golly, it's functional. And I don't spend a lot of time back there, because I prefer to spend my time out here. For me, that's one of the main reasons I get out here, just to spend some time, you know, up by the woods, maybe get a brush with nature. Not so much this trip, but I'm sure we'll make up for it down the road somewhere. Well, that's it. Time for another cup of coffee. Well, my friends, I just want to tell you how much I appreciate y'all coming along on my little camping adventures. I truly do. I really enjoy getting out here and just relaxing and detaching from everything for at least a day. It just kind of recharges the batteries, I suppose. Well, everyone out there, again, appreciate y'all coming along. Y'all take care. And as always, I'll see you soon.